It's all about collaborative, okay, working in your family. How we can build this family to be a greater height, to go of a greater height. That is where you have that mission spelled out. Then to actualize that mission, you need the right values that people will see and identify with you. What is your value?
Every leadership is purposeful and it depends on the skill needed. Um, so, how do you elevate your leadership skill from what you currently are to the next stage? How do you elevate those skills?
So, elevating your leadership skills, number one, what you have to know is the vision you want to implement. Where is your vision? But three things that can determine that. I call that one is the mission. Second one is the values. And then the ultimate one is the vision. The mission spells out what you need to do. You can call it the short-term goals or the long-term goals, depending. And then the values are what you hold dear to your heart, what determines what you want to do. And then the vision is at the ideal place you want to go, what people need to see. So for you to elevate that vision, you have to, first of all, tell yourself, who am I? That's self-discovery. What do I want? What do I want to do? Because it's very important. People need to know, what do you want? That is a fundamental question in life. What do you want? Once you have been able to identify what you want, then you now determine, how do I get it done? Because guess what? Done is better than perfect when perfect is not done. I repeat that. Done is better than perfect when perfect is not done. So once you know the vision, the mission of what, let me say, once you know what you want, then the next thing is to decide, how do you attain it? That is where you have that mission spelled out. Then to actualize that mission, you need the right values that people will see and identify with you. What is your value? Do you value honesty? Do you value decency? Do you value punctuality? Every person is different and every mission is different. So value spells out what you want. And it's in that value, people will be able to determine your vision, because that is what people will see, the ideal structure of people will see. So to elevate your skills and leadership, or to elevate your style, you need to put into consideration your mission, your values, and your vision, because these are the three things that can define any form of life you want to live.
Very interesting. Very interesting, because that would really change the game for anyone that's interested in elevating their leadership skill. You touched on the family, and there's a reason why I'm just going back to the family, because I think
Right.
you're very right about family structure, getting it right before getting the leadership outside there right. And one of my mentors, we had the CEO meetings. You know, these are like top people, like millionaires and billionaires and people like that. And everyone was in the room. And these are like very, highly successful human beings. Like when you see them, these guys are so successful that you just want to be like them. And when you ask them, my mentor was one asking them actually, and he asked them like, "What's your biggest challenge?" And one thing about 95% of them had in common was family problem, relationship problem. Like you see them, they are so successful outside there, but when it comes to like their family or their wives or their, being in the house is just difficult. So this is something that's, how do you, I feel like, yeah, you need to look for a balance. So how do you find this balance where you become good with leading on the family level and also good with leading on the outside business or political social level, because I've seen it on countless number of times whereby people are just so successful outside, because there's some people that they just love what they do and they can spend 18, 19, 20 hours doing what they love doing. But when they come to the house, they're drained, they don't know what they want to do. It's like everyone in the house is just like, getting on their nerves. So how do you find this balance? And feel free to use like something like a personal experience as an example for us.
All right, so I'm going to speak about this in two areas. Like you said, one is your family and then also personal. Okay. Now, I'm going to approach this question from the angle of a democratic or participatory style of leadership, which I mentioned earlier on. Now, how does this usually play out? It's all about collaborative, okay, working in your family, inspiring commitments, as the word entails, democratic, okay? It's like you want to collaborate with people and allow people to air their voice. You want to inspire them to really commit that what we say we're going to do, we will do it. Above all, it should be action-oriented, okay? Because why? You need results. That's one angle, on the professional angle. On the personal angle, which comes to me in my own family, from day one, I told my wife that the role in the family is this, I'm not going to say it's my word or your word, it's our word. And how does that play out? We will use the best interest judgments, meaning that I'm not going to allow the ego in me as a man to supersede. No. Whatever you say and whatever I say, we will not think which one will be of our best interest. And a typical way of saying this is that I coach people when it comes to marriage and relationship. I counsel people on that as a human capacity coach. When I was teaching about money in marriage, I said, it is not your money. It's not her money. It is our money, especially when we speak from the Christian perspective, because when two have been joined together, they become one. Even though man is a head. So if we are one, that means it's not your money, it's not my money. It's our money. That is for the ideal Christian life. But everybody is fine to choose whatever works for them. So I think in family, you are one. Another area again that I think that I can help people, like you rightly mentioned, people are successful in their business, but internally in their family, they always complain about family not being successful. One thing that can help them again is communication. Remember, I said, in a democratic style of leadership, it's otherwise called participative. Communication is very, very important in marriage. Communication is a life wire of marriage. The moment communication dies in marriage, the marriage is as good as dead. So what people need to understand is they have to find time to communicate with their spouses. Share your intention. As a matter of fact, I told my wife many months ago when we first married that every month we're going to have a monthly meeting. Not really a meeting whereby we will accuse each other of a fault. No, it's how we can build this family to be a greater height, to go of a greater height. How can I be a better man? And how can you be a better woman? I'm going to tell you, and you're going to tell me. You will tell me what you think I'm not doing right, how I can improve, not trying to demonize me or kill me. And for me, in the same way, I will try also to help you, right? So the best interest judgment will prevail. So what does that mean? We are trying to communicate, because once you speak to people, you will get to know their body language and what's going on in their thought process. Because the mind can be deceitful. So if you are successful in your business, probably you have this choleric temperament in you, you always strive in activity, right? And then your family, probably your wife is the phlegmatic type or the melancholic type, very, very reserved, not the outgoing type. She might not care about all the money you bring in. She needs time at home. So you have to find a balance to communicate with her and say, okay, babe, what is of interest to us? Is it the money right now or the time? And you can convince her, if you give me 5 months, 5 years, let me build this business. Please, you have to sacrifice, because compromise is very important in business. Bear with me. When I'm done with this and I have an institution, then I can have more time to spend with you and the kids. Then I have people working for me and the business is moving. So you see, it all falls down to communication. You will know at every stage in life what works better for each person. So that is what I think is lacking in many families. You have to look inwardly in your family and know, what do you need? What do you want? That's why I said your mission is important. The values both of you holding should be the commandment, because the value is like the commandment, the nucleus in the family. And then the vision. So the mission is that we are married and we want to make sure we have a happy home. But then what is going to give us a happy home is the values, meaning what I like and what you like. And then we'll now see how we can compare and contrast. Then the vision talks about how are we going to achieve it in the other end. So it's not about now, it's the future. So when there's no communication in that marriage, what else? When there's no understanding, what are we doing? So that's why I said democratic style of leadership is what families need to implement in their marriage, and not authoritative, which is dictatorial or controlling. That is where many people screw it up. So you must be persuasive when it comes in as a man, but above all, you must be charismatic. That's another style of leadership. So, but I think in this case, the democratic style of leadership should be used to have balance in marriage and in business.